What's up, everybody? This is Scott Balcom here with Imagination Creation Films, and this is the SB50 Cinematography Challenge Week 3 review. I'm just kidding. This is Bill. This isn't a real hat, so. Unfortunately, Scott couldn't be with us here today. He went to Los Angeles to look at a medical facility that is taking DNA from different animals and making new animals. In other words, a clone. And there's some drawbacks to the clones. For instance, there's this one that they made, and it's actually a talking dog, but it's kind of vulgar. And it went up to Scott and told Scott that basically his work was shit. So Scott pushed the dog down, and unfortunately he was arrested for making an obscene clone fall. Scott volunteered to teach a cinematography class to a school of orphan dolphins. Scott couldn't make it back in time because traffic was backed up due to an earthquake. The word is it was San Andreas' fault. Scott went undercover as an employee at a chili making factory to do a documentary on the working conditions there, and unfortunately he was fired for spilling the beans. In all seriousness, Scott is still on his way back from California to Texas and couldn't join us for this. So I'm going to go ahead and go into several of the presentations that you all did on our Facebook page for Week 3's challenge, which is the jib. And the first one I'm going to approach is Bill Hertzing's. Everybody, please remember, I'm not a professional cinematographer. Scott is the guru in this. I'm a photographer. So take my word and my opinions with a grain of salt. Let's look at Bill's real quick and then we'll discuss it. I thought the composition for Bill's was pretty good. I love the light beams that came in. I do wish that maybe the camera was angled down a little further so that as he performed the jib move and lowered the camera, we could see a little bit more of the floor, not quite as much of the ceiling in the beginning, and really emphasize those light beams that were coming in. The second one that I want to go over is Lewis's, which you can see right here. Lewis, you did a great job, and it basically a scene of like on the patio during snow. The movement was super smooth, and you can see the what he used here. And the only thing that I would have liked better is instead of taking the jib and going up with it, would kind of been to follow the snowflakes down onto the patio and present that scene at the end. The third one I want to go over is the one by Yanni or Janny, I'm assuming it's Yanni, which you can see right here. Now Yanni, I thought the music was perfect for this because the jib move was a little shaky, but the music played to that, and it actually helped enhance what was going on there. What I would have liked to have seen, or what could have been a little more interesting in my opinion, is if, say, we had gone from the bottom up, and as we got to the control dials, had somebody press the button, maybe even like a clown pressing the button as he throws in, you know, it comes up and you've got a clown throwing his suit in or his nose into the washer or dryer or something like that, and then pressing the buttons to start it to go along with that music. But really the music played into the technical aspect of how the jib move was kind of shaky, and maybe even the frame rate was a little off as it was going up. I did like it. And the fourth and last one that we're going to go over is the one by Genevi, and you can see it right here. Now Genevi, I thought that was a really interesting jib move there in footage. You can actually get, and I think it was mentioned in the video from Scott that you actually had two reveals, and depending on whether you were going up or down would tell a different story. So if you, the way you did it, would you start down and you had the family there playing with the instruments, and then it reveals the piece of artwork behind it. Put the emphasis on the artwork in a family environment. Had you started at the artwork and worked its way down to the family and them interacting like they were, then the reveal would give it a different story as far as showing the closeness of the family, I guess. So anyway, that's my opinions on it. Feel free. Everybody's commenting really well on these. I love it. And Scott will be back next week. Actually, we'll be back Friday, I'm hoping, for our next challenge introduction. And feel free to comment on what you think of week 4 or week 3. I'm off a week. Week 3's challenge, which was the jib. And let's make 2019 a magical year.